Okay. Choose an account. Continue.
Log in on my other browser because this one is acting up.
It said your live stream shut down unexpectedly. Please.
So go to your live like you going to watch it from the outside, and that's how you gonna watch it on the computer.
Oh yeah, I can see the remarks.
Take you off stage since you're coming in on your phone.
Well, it's just buffering, so I'm still not doing anything.
Let's see. Good.
Okay, there I am. Am I live?
Yep, you already live.
Y'all, I don't know what's wrong with this computer tonight, but thank you for coming in. This is Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. Um, I don't know why this only happens on Thursday nights, y'all. I really don't know why this only happens on Thursday nights. Thank you all for hanging in there with me. If you can hear me and see me, can you put a one in the chat? This is crazy right now. If you can hear me and see me, can you put a one in the chat? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I tried to come on here earlier, and I'm glad I did, because I probably still trying to figure this out. Thank you, everybody, for coming in this evening. This is Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, Zone 6B.
Zone
If
6B.
you're watching the
If you're
replay,
watching the
please hit
replay,
that like
please
button
hit
and
that
show me
like
that
button
you
and
like
show
me.
me that you like me.
Just a little bit would be
Just a little
greatly
bit would be greatly
appreciated. And
appreciated. And
also,
also,
hit that
hit
notification
that
button so that
notification button so that
you'll
you'll
be
be
notified
notified
of
of
any
any new
videos that
videos
I
that
may
I may
upload.
upload.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Psalms
Psalms
146, for coming
146
in.
for
Mike,
coming in.
my Renaissance
My
grandma.
Renaissance
Hello,
grandma.
hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, hello.
It's so many of
It's
you
so
that
many
popped
of you
up in
that
here
popped up in
earlier.
here earlier. Um,
I got my
I
phone
got my
going as
phone
well as
going
my
as well as my
laptop
laptop
because I
because
don't
I
know
don't know
which
which
one
one
might
might
kick
kick
me
me
out.
out.
Okay,
Okay.
the
You saying I
echo.
got an echo?
All right. Do you still hear
Do
echo?
you still hear an echo?
Okay. I
Okay.
muted
I
myself.
muted myself.
Oh, the host
Oh, the host
unmuted my mic.
unmuted my mic.
I don't.
I don't know why. All right. Do you still hear an echo? Or can you still hear me? Cheese.
Oh, they still trying to. Okay, they still trying to call me back. All right, she's on the phone and laptop. All right, so I hung up my phone. So can you see me and hear me on the laptop? I've been on my laptop all day. Didn't have not one issue. As soon as it was time for my live, and I do believe it is restreamed. They trying to get me to pay for it. I don't have money to pay for Restream. I'm not on Restream that often and that much for me to do that. So if you guys can hear me and see me now, um, drop a one again. And also if there's an echo, well, you say, all right, okay, thank you. Good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't know why make it so hard for us little people. We just trying to make a, get a nickel from 2 dimes or something, whatever. Thank you all for coming in this evening. I was going to wait on a few more folks. I'm going to try to pull myself up so I can see sometimes better on my phone. Um, mm, the answers. And you guys come up. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. Always something. Well, anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. Thank y'all for stopping in. Thank you for taking time out your day to stop by to see the Soul Lady and keep giving me encouragement, which I greatly appreciate. The topic for tonight is how do you care for your tools, especially during this garden season when it's the downtime for some of us who have put our gardens to bed for the winter. Um, I know sometimes you lose your garden tools during the course of the gardening season and you have to replace them. But even if you have them, if they become dull and you don't have time to sharpen the blades or whatever, do you just go out and buy new ones? Or do you actually try to take care of it yourself? I see people saying hello to Cece and Lynette. Thank you. And Mary Grow with me, my baby girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Happy Mac. Thank y'all for coming in this evening. And I do appreciate you guys. I really do. What was I making notes about today? Oh, of the different videos I've watched today. Hey, Nikki, what's up, boo? Yeah. So, what I do? Yeah, I grabbed a couple of my tools, and you can look at them. You can see where the camera at. All right, that they need to be clean. Yeah, I need to wipe them down. That's one pair. This is another pair. And I've actually learned how to, all right, take a file. And I went to the hardware store and bought a file. And I actually had the guy in the hardware store show me how to sharpen my a wet stone that for the bigger, longer blades, like on my loppers and what have you, that I can use also to sharpen them. And for my garden tools, the shovels and stuff, I actually take them to the hardware store. I used to have a neighbor who would sharpen them up on his grinding saw. He passed away. So I can take them to the hardware store and they will sharpen your spades and shovels and what have you. It's a little cost, but then you get a real sharp blade and it will, really be easy to dig into your soil when you're trying to break up clumps or you're digging a new hole or whatever it may be if you're digging in ground. Sometimes you can take your shovel and your grow bags and stuff and kind of break up the soil as well. Hey, LGGJ. Hey, thank you for stopping in this evening. So yeah, so give me some answers in the chat. How do you care for your garden tools? I have gotten linseed oil for some of my older tools that still have wooden handles because that wood will dry out, and then some of the older ones have the bottoms will rust. And I try to make sure when I use my shovels and spades, and I've had them a long time, to brush the soil off of them so they don't rust. And I've really got some shovel space that I've had more than 25, 30 years. Yeah. Spit shine mine. Would you say, CC? LGGG. I'm hanging in there. I took some meds today. I was hurting a little bit. This weather here is cold. When I woke up, even at 9 o'clock this morning, it was only 39 degrees. They even made me turn my heat up a little bit because the house wasn't getting warm enough for me. Yeah. Who's that? That's my art. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Nikki say sometimes I clean my tools with alcohol. Yeah, they say you're supposed to do that when you're cutting and trimming certain plants, especially if you think this plant is diseased, has diseased leaves or whatever, and you're trying to cut it back. You're supposed to wipe them off with some wipes or either a cotton ball in some alcohol to keep the blades clean and from spreading diseases from one plant to another. Yeah, I've done that, and I do that though. Sam says I probably do it all. Yeah, yeah, that happen. Yeah, yeah, especially when they're only a buck 25. Yeah, when you go to the Dollar Tree. True that. That and mine. But see, I have tools all over because since I'm on the second floor, I garden out here on my front porch. I garden in the backyard, and then I have the big lot that I garden in. And ooh, my hands is too ashy. Oh, I can't even handle this. And so I have tools in all each one. I have like a bucket in the big garden where I put tools in after I get through 'em, even with an extra set of gloves. Cocoa butter, y'all. To so I don't have, for me to walk from here all the way over to the lot and then get over there and realize I don't have any tools to work in the garden is not good. And I try to remember to leave them there so that the next time I come back, I will have some over there, especially my small hand tools for trimming like my tomatoes or topping off my peppers or trimming whatever I have over there. So yeah, so and I do lose some at times. I drop them and don't see or didn't hear them drop. Come back and find them later on. They're all uh, rusted out and they don't, you know, you can't squeeze them and they're not cutting very well or they're cutting very ragged, which is not good on the plant. Oh boy, oh that feels so good. Um, yeah, and yeah, soap and water, dry them off. Yeah, I've left some stuck inside a plant somewhere. Got busy and walked off and forgot about it. Cece said, "Happy I'm not using my fancy oil on them too." And you can use old fashioned mineral oil, or well, you consider it good oil, CC, but what am I thinking? Olive oil, good one too. Yeah, yeah. Mike said I find some like 8 snip. Yeah, when you walking around, sometimes you start finding them everywhere. I keep forgetting to protect my tools because I use them all the time. Yeah, yeah. And it's a fact. I mean, you're not the only one. Hey, Cassandra, thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate you. I'm kind of waiting for some of this lotion. It absorbed right away. My hands feel so much better. They were white. Wash my hands a lot. I'm like Nikki. I'm OCD about some things, and I can't stand for my hands to get dirty. I will wash them 90 times a day, 100 times a day. I just have to remember to constantly put lotion on afterwards. Um, Happy Max said, I get most of my tools from garage sales. I'm cheap and finding makes me happy, but they usually need work. I did too. I just found a real nice pitchfork for $2 at a yard sale. Yeah. And I got it in the garage, but it's got an old fashioned wooden base on it. So I think I need to take my linseed oil and, once I clean it up and then wipe it down real good and let it absorb. And I do it now because I'm not going to use any of those tools until April or May of next year. Here in Ohio, in the northern states, it's cold and it snows and it's ice. Nikki said, I just wiped them on my pants and put away. I had done that too. I took an old face rag that was holy and I leave it out there in the yard in the garage. And when I bring my tools back, I try to get as much soil off of it. Then I just take that and just, wipe it down and put it back in the garage. Yeah, that too. You do a little bit of everything, what's ever convenient at the time once you start working with your tools on how you swim away. Some people are a little more methodical about their tools and others, hey, Dollar Tree stuff, I can get another pair next year, or any the next time I make a trip, if they still have them out, if they still have garden supplies still in season out. So yeah. Uh, I thought I thought was Annie in back a second. Yeah, she might have been. She was back here asleep for a while. She's been sticking close to me. Oh, okay. I asked for a pitchfork for Christmas. Okay. Enough asking. Gardeners, a lot of our families now learning that some of us are really become hardcore gardeners and they do give garden tools and soil and whatever else, plants, whatever, as gift for gardeners. Happy Max said $2 for a pitchfork is yeah, hecky yeah, because they didn't know. They were just getting rid of stuff, and I wasn't gonna argue with. And I looked at him and I asked him, I said, "You know what this is?" He said, "Yeah." He looked at me and smiled. I was like, "Okay." You see, I gifted myself a pitchfork. I had a couple of tools walk out of my garage, expensive tools. Then I took them, the rest of them I had and took them in the basement. They even walked out the basement. My landlord had people that was working for him, and it's like, if you didn't see me take it, I was like, wow. And I left it at that. But since then, I've replaced the stuff and different people. I am cheap. I love my tools. I look for unique tools. I got a tool from London, so you already know I am attached. Yeah, and like I show you, I got that horror knife. I love it. I've been using it. Oh my goodness! And who was I watching today but one? Growing out the box. I seen him working with his. So yeah, I love my horror knife. Do. Cece said I asked for bags of poop and my kids refused. Why? They not using it. You are. And they reap the benefits of it. Oh no, that's the tools. Yeah, yeah, I'm past some good tools. Walk about the garage and the basement. I was just like, wow, y'all. You better not come back to my house and do something and bring my own tools. That time I will be a little rebel. I will be gangster about my tools. Why this thing, this screen pop up? It's crazy. Okay. I got a screen that just popped up on here that's blocking the answers in my chat. I see people saying G Mama, saying hello to G Mama. Hello, G Mama. Growing hard in the garden. Yes, girl. Yes, yes, yes. I was watching you and I was looking at you covering up your pomegranate. And they had the little baby pomegranates on it. I was like, I didn't know you could grow pomegranates and leave them outside. I was like, well, I know there's some hardy varieties that come from Russia that would I would definitely say could stand our temperatures once they get established. But I've never seen any actually. The only one I actually seen grow pomegranates and really get some is lead. And he had the big ones back of his patio. So that was nice. So to see G Mama to have one in and the cover on it, the frost cover on it, I thought that was really cool. Thank you for that, G Mama. I seen people saying hi to Tag. Hey, Eddie, what's up? How are you? Thank you for stopping in. I, I can't see you guys' answers. Oh, I pull it up on my phone. Something has jumped up on my screen and it's blocking the chat, the big chat. I'm looking at the little chat and some of it's hard to see. I see everybody say hello to one another. I don't know what this is. Let me see if I can get this off. What is this? And it's buffering. That's the killing part. I have no idea what that is. Oh boy. I tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Each week it's got a different story to tell. Okay. Now you're gonna let me go into my own chat on my phone. Or my live brother. Let's see. Are you kidding me? All right, let's try this one more time. Because I really like to see what you guys' answers are. Here you go. See if I can see. And it's buffering. I don't know what's going on. All right, now I can see the chat on my phone. Hey, damn it, I see you. Oh, honey, I've been running late too. Yeah, it's this. The things we have to do in order to endure. And this is not something major. It's simple, but it is devastating at the same time. When you're trying to enjoy your chat and connect with the people in here, it's kind of ticks you off. All right, so I'm on my phone and I'm trying to see what you guys said. They probably trying to show you ads during the middle of your stream, but it shouldn't be on my computer. On my phone, I can understand, but whatever this is just buffering. That little circle keeps going around, so I have no idea what it is. He's saying hello. Did I say hello to you? That's my art. I don't want to miss anybody that either. I don't know what it is about the internet though. They want people to use it, but when they jack you up like this, it's kind of hard to use it. They're almost making it impossible for you to use it. Who is that? Ah, Shakira. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. She's saying hello to me in the chat. Everybody's saying hello. I don't know what this thing is buffering over here. Why? Why is it buffering? Who is this? Is this? Ah. Well, anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand. So now that I can see on my phone your answers to that, what is it about? That's right, G Mama. Tell him hit that thumbs up button. Show me that you like me. Just a little bit will be greatly appreciated. What do you do for your tools? How do you take care of your tools? Do anyone have any suggestions on how that they care for their tools? Because I know the guys can sometimes, manly, they know how to keep their tools sharpened and what have you. But as females, do you know how to care for your tools? Do you know how to sharpen a blade, or do you have the right tools to sharpen your blade? Do you know at what angle? Excuse me, and I have like a whetstone that you actually need to soak and kind of grind on it and test it on something to see if it's cutting through. Because not only do I have plants that's out in the yard, I have a lot of house plants and I trim them as well. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking alcohol ball with a cotton ball with some alcohol. I'm wiping that off too because I got more than one kind of plant that I trim back and clean up. And sometimes I'm making a lot of cuttings. Like right now, I got a Swedish ivy and I've made a lot of little babies. And I put a whole bunch of them and I looked at it and they're actually starting to get rooted. And I've already planted some and they're doing real good. So yeah, Happy Max, I kicked my own self out. Hey, PIA, thank you for stopping in. G Mama said, I purchased a sharpener for my scissors so I don't have to keep buying new. Yeah, so I'm learning. Like I said, I have that's what the whetstone for is for the ones that's got the longer, straight blades on them, and not so much the curve and like your pruners and uh, nippers. Hey, Crooked Peach, good evening. Thank you. I watched you boogie today while you peeled them apples. Hmm. No, don't about sharpening my tools. Yeah, I honestly never thought to sharpen my tools, and that's what I'm telling you. Tools to the hardware store. If you can't sharpen them yourself and you don't have the equipment to do so, instead of spending more money for some tools, if you have a local hardware store, or find out if you got a male friend that might have some tools that he can sharpen it for you or help you or show you how to do it so that you can be a little self-sufficient about that. Crooked Peach saying hi to everybody. Uh, PIA, like your dehydrated video. Yeah, I like that too. Hey, Devore, thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. Yeah, so um, our tools are important to us. They are our lifeline into um, digging up our soil, loosening up our soil, or moving soil from one spot to another. Some of us actually got what you call augers to put on top of our drills to drill into our grow baskets to mix soils and stuff. There's a lot of tools you might use hedge trimmers like CC do around her garden to keep the weeds down so she can keep up with the snakes. If you have a little chainsaw for thicker branches on your fruit trees, that you need to trim back and shape up. And you definitely need pruners when your blueberries and as growing out the box at blueberries and cutting back vines, the raspberries or blackberries if they get totally out of control. I mean, you need your tools in order to work in your garden. Cece said, any males in the chat that can sharpen my tools, please and thank you. She already putting out a SOS, you guys. So it's okay. Cece said, hell, okay. Uh, she said, listen, doing dishes. I understand. As people widow hairs, they make knives so sharp. Yeah, they can. And at my farmers market, they actually have a guy there that helps run the farmers market. You bring your knives there, and he will sharpen you for a small fee. And I believe if I would take any of my garden tools to him, he would do the same. So you need to check around to find out what resources are available to you where you can take your tools and have them sharpened other than a hardware store. Because not everybody got a hardware store in their neighborhood close by. I got a True less than 5 minutes away from me. And then up the street, I got Home Depot. So I got plenty of folks around here that can do things for me if I can't do it myself. Hey, pretty girl. I see you came in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So that's one thing you guys can do for the winter months who are going into hibernation. You can go to Wally World or Amazon and find out if they have certain gadgets in their hardware department that you can buy, and you can go and learn how to do it yourself. And that way, when springtime come around, you good to go. You know, it's hard when you try to push or a spade in your soil, and you really have to put a lot of effort behind it because the blades are dull. Oh, I see people saying hi to Miss Linda. T-Nog is in here this evening. Thank you so much. I'm glad you made it in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, so our tools are very important to us to use in our gardens, whether it's a hand tool or whether it's a foot tool. That even goes for your wagons, your little carts. You need wheels on them. Sometimes them wheels don't last forever. I got 2 garden carts out there right now. I need to go Harbor Freight the next time they have their what they call it, the parking lot sale, and buy me a couple of tires for my garden cart. So it's not necessarily just your regular hand tools. It's anything that you use in your garden. I mean, just like gloves. We go through gloves. I got so many pairs of gloves. I got them spread out everywhere. So I always have gloves if I have to get a good grip on something to pull a plant or something out the ground or reach into where berry bushes that got thorns on them to try to minimize being nicked and stuck. You know what I'm saying? So garden tools in how do you say I can't even talk today. Well, garden tools are more than just hand tools and a shovel and a spade. It could be your gorilla cart, it could be a wagon, it could be a little go-kart, anything that you use to help you to achieve whatever job you're doing in your garden, whether it's unloading your car with bags of soil or mulch that you need to pull from the car to your garden spot, whether it's a yard or backyard. If you're buying stones, uh, potting soil, pots, whatever equipment that you might use for your garden that you need to keep up on, and you need gloves to handle some of that stuff. Not all the time. I like working in the yard in the soil with my hands, even with my nails. I don't care. That's what the water and fingernail files for, to keep them clean. Because sometimes I like to pull weeds, and when I pull them, I like to be able to feel whether or not they're loosening up so I can pull them out root and all. I'm not trying to let it snap. I want to feel that if I'm getting the root. And you can't always do that if you got gloves on. But you might have different kind of gloves for different kind of jobs. Like if you're dealing with around thorny plants like your not blueberries, but your Miwok kumquat, which got some serious thorns on them bad boys. Woo, they like daggers. And some of your berry bushes, not all blackberry bushes are thornless as well as raspberries. So you might have a heavier leather glove to wear more so than a cloth glove, to minimize injuries. Okay. Mike said you could spend 30 minutes to correctly sharpen a knife. True that. Yeah, well, I got all winter, so I got plenty of time. It's not like I don't have the time. I don't do it, but oh, okay. So, I take it has inside. Cece said, Mike, you need to train your little squirrels against the sharpening tools for you. Yeah, that would be interesting. Very interesting. Hey J3, what's up, my honey slanger? Yeah, so and also for the ones who cut the grass. If you got trimmers, little mini saws, all that stuff got to be taken care of. You got to put gas in your lawnmowers, or if you got a riding mower, um, spark plugs, or if you got cordless tools, you got to make sure that you charge the batteries. I mean, there's a lot of tools that we need to take care of in order to keep working, in our gardens. So um the list can get longer and longer. Even replacing, if you need more twine or jute, as some people call it, to tie up hanging vines and stuff, or give them a trellis. You know, if you got bamboo sticks, they don't normally rot, but if you're taking them out the ground for next season, you would like to clean the dirt off the bottom off of it and take any threads or string that you might have had on them. So, I mean, the list can go on and on, whether it's wooden stakes or whether it's covering for your plants to keep the white moth out, know, the tool and bird netting, chicken wire. Uh, it's all kinds of stuff. Like I said, when it comes to tools for the garden, I said gardening tools. I didn't just say hand tools. So tools can cover a multitude of areas. I see everybody saying hello to one another. Let's see if I missed anything. I know when I get to talking, you don't always look at the chat. I want to see. Mike says squirrels don't have thumbs. Fun fact. You think, Mike? Oh, that's J3 saying hello to everybody. Mike said they would probably use tools if they did. I bet they would. Yeah, so like I said, tools doesn't necessarily depend straightly on hand tools. Tools could be anything that you might use in your garden that help you to achieve whatever purpose that you're doing. It could be a drill and nails if you're building, I know a lot of people are getting away from building wooden raised beds. They're going into the stainless steel, or um, mm, can't think of the other word, type of beds. You have your grow bags, and there's different kind of grow bags. You can have grow bags that's like plastic or resin. You got grow bags that cloth. You got them in all different sizes. Some of them the straps break, some don't. Sometimes you need to clean them. You can see the salt build up on the outside of the grow bag, according on what type of fertilizer you shouldn't be using, but that does happen. I mean, when I say gardening tools, that's anything that you might use in your garden. What was that? Had to get another laptop to type so that he can say your name correctly. Yeah, okay. Mike, those squirrels have just what they need to snatch my peaches. Galvanized. Thank you, Tina. Nice raised beds. Yeah, I remember when growing out the box into your first one. Yeah. So it's just like we have so many things that we use in our yards that can be considered garden tools. And I had to laugh. Matter of fact, Miss Linda, I had to laugh at you about the mailbox in the garden. And I know the reason for the mailbox in the garden. And I actually have a mailbox in my garden as well. When they took the old one off, they had the old fashioned big ones where you can get a lot of stuff in there. And I would put a lot of my hand tools and gloves in there because it kept them dry out of the weather and it made it easy for me to get to. But I know you use yours for a different purpose, and I salute you on that one. So, there's so many things that you can use and turn into gardening tools. I mean, a lot of people like decorations, they like the little uh, whirly birds that go around. They have little type of ladybugs or metal flowers or the wind chimes or whatever. So it can get decorative, but you still have to take care of those too, because if they're out in the weather all year round, or you need to bring them inside the house from the storms or the snow, they can rust out as well too. So whatever you use in your yard, regardless of what the material is, hey Sylvia, um, is considered gardening tools if you're using it in or around your garden. Just like you're buying flower pots. You might buy the small little pots to grow lettuce in. You might have regular pots, deeper ones that you might have flowers in and then vegetables around the base. I've seen people grow cannas with lettuce around the bottom of it. So you can intertwine or inter exchange vegetables and food within your plants. Like I had my bell pepper sitting between my lamb's ear and some yarrow. It grew just fine. Nice, big, juicy, delicious bell peppers. So your garden is whatever you make it. That's your yard. That's your stuff, and you use whatever you want to. If you need, I don't care if it's a stick broken off an old mop or shovel, and you use it as a stake in your garden, and you're looking for twine to tie your plants up to it. Whatever you use in your garden, you got to take care of it if you want to use it from season to season. Okay. Oh, all right. I was going to go and look at the answers on my phone, the chat, and I got a commercial. So, yeah. See if I can see the little one. Can you turn your male into a garden tool? Oh, your mate into it? Why not? They can get them out there and put them to work. Oh, the chat just took off. Yeah, if you can pull them out the house and put a pair of gloves on them, it's like I was watching. Who is that? Jim Boogie was trying to fill up the green stock from his friend, and Fran got out there herself and said, let's mix up all these different soils before you put them in there. Even she got in there. So, yeah, your spouse, your children, anybody. I've seen people get their dogs to dig holes in the ground for them, if the soil was too hard for them and they didn't have a shovel at that time. Yeah, so whatever you need to use to get the job done in your yard, that's what you use. It's not hard at all. Like I said, it's all right. Asking Mike, did he record that? My 9B brothers, they love hanging out in my garden mailbox. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I ain't gonna tell it all, but I enjoy the idea of a mailbox in the yard because I already had one in mind. Oh, Mike said that my wife chased 13 turkeys out the yard to let the mail lady deliver. Yeah, we pulled up in a friend's house last year about this time, and they had like 23 turkeys just run across the yard, and we sat in the yard and recorded it, me and my girlfriend. And what it was there was a turkey that was in distress, and the whole clan came to rescue, and they ran for a while, and then I whatever the issue was got settled, and they turned around and they started walking back through the yard again. She's like on an acre and a half, so there's plenty of woods, and they were all back in there, wild turkeys. I was like, woo, okay. I understand. Hey, Bayou Sugar. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate it. Yes, I do. Pop in to say hey to my family. Got to get back to work. I understand. Ooh, I'm so glad I'm retired. Oh my goodness. I do not miss working. I thought I did at first when I first stopped working and I had a little part-time job. And the folks were so nasty and rude. I was like, no, I'm good. Let me go home. Because I hurt somebody up in here. Because I tell them this is just extra money. This is not my way of living. Wait, what? People have free food walking in the yard? Yeah. Yeah. I ain't kidding. I got the video. I never posted it, but me and my girlfriend are. Because we was making sure they weren't going to attack us if we just suddenly jump out the car. So we rolled the windows down and they was running. I was like, okay. Tixie said, Bishop just popped in to say hello and drop a like. I'm exhausted preserving all my harvest. Hello, everyone. Hope you all have a great evening. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. I can't wait to make my homemade bread and try my jam and my butter. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Gonna have me in the kitchen cooking. So yes, get you some rest. And thank you once again for my gifts. I really appreciate that. And I actually divided that hibiscus into two pieces. So I hope they germinate. I mean, grow some roots so I can put it in soil because I always wanted the burgundy kind. Oh my goodness. I saw that a long time ago at a what was it? Was it an open air market? Yeah, it was an open air market. It didn't make it, but I'm really gonna work hard on hoping these survive. I don't know what this is buffering and it won't go away. This is crazy. First they want to let me in and now it's a coverage over the chat. Let me see if I close the chat on. No, it won't even close the chat so I can get rid of that. Okay. This is crazy. All right. So I'm going to have to watch you guys on my phone. But all right, you guys in the chat. Yeah, Sylvia. Not everybody's a hunter over there. So yeah. Yeah, they was running through. I mean, it had to be. I think we counted 26 in all. And they were big and they were they was running across the yard. I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And then last year, I was leaving out the driveway and I looked and I seen someone walking across my neighbor's front yard. And I was like, that's a turkey. And I got a video of that one. I was like, all the years I've been over here, I've never seen a turkey walk down the street. I see deer all the time. No big deal. I see deer, groundhogs, raccoons, possum, even a red fox occasionally, but I've never seen a turkey walk down the street. It did last year. I was like, wow, Wild Kingdom over here for real, for real. All right. Yeah, Sylvia, they know what yard to walk through because I know if that many turkeys was running through your yard, somebody had pew pew somewhere. Yeah, they'd have been giving out free turkeys to everybody on the street. Yeah, and it's just a wonderful thing. So, you guys in the chat, can you tell me what tools that you use in your garden that I may have missed that I did not mention that you use on a regular that helps you out in regards to what you do in your yard? Because I know we all have our own way of putting up stakes, little mini greenhouse. Who was I watching? Eco. He was trying to make that little greenhouse around. I think was it a mango bush or something tree, and he had plastic wrapped around it with it. It was makeshift, but it was funny. But he got it covered, and that was the bottom line, that he got his plant covered so he doesn't lose it in the freeze that's coming. Uh, Over here, my neighborhood is infested with rabbits, but we see an occasional, oh, what's that, coyote? Yeah, we used to have coyotes. And the coyotes used to thin out our deer population, but they got rid of the coyotes, and the population of deer has gone bananas. So right now they just passed the ordinance that the deer hunters can come in now and thin out the deer population because it's become rampant. It's really bad. I was thinking about who's that, Stacy and Homesteader Hart. I was like, I've been telling y'all to come over here and get some of these deer because we got them on top of each other. Yeah, we got deer on top of. Hey, Veggie Farmer, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for stopping in. Sylvia said, my gorilla cart, my foldable stool, and my portable grill. Okay. Ah, the sit kneeler. Okay. Greenhouse racks, seed trays. Okay. Rubber mallets is my friend. And that's a good one. And I got one and I can't find it. I need to find it because I was putting that bad boy to work. Oh, yeah, Bama. I've seen you use your tiller and up opening up new areas to plant. Garden staples. Ah, I forgot about those. And I can have those because I've been me and my buddy down the street, Nicole, we didn't lay down much landscapers off, and we had staples and stuff. Matter of fact, I need to get some more staples. I have eliminated so much work for myself next year by putting that landscaper cloth down so I do not have to be doing all that weeding. I am so tickled pink. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you about that. Hey, GT, what's up, son? Glad to see you stop in this evening. All right, y'all. I need some more suggestions. I'm quite sure those aren't the only 2 or 3 people who work in their gardens in regards to the stuff they use. But those are a good one, though. A rubber mallet, garden staples, tillers, the little kneeler, greenhouse racks, replacement, seed trays. And you always need seed trays. From year to year, it changes. And that gorilla cart, I want me a gorilla cart. I do. That foldable stool, I got that one. And the grill, yeah. I got 2 grills. I know, 3. I got a small one up here, a medium size in the garage, and I got a big, huge smoker grill that I use for big parties and stuff. I don't use them anymore like I used to, but I still got them. Insect netting and clips, also shade cloth. Thank you, pretty girl. Forgot about the shade cloth. We don't, well, I don't use shade cloth because it doesn't get as hot here as it does like in Texas or California or Georgia or Florida or any of those states. It gets hot. Ah, that's a good, the T-post driver. I've seen them where they be knocking them posts. Yeah. Yeah, I use the mallet for those. I take a block of wood and put it on top and take my mallet and knock it down like that because I don't have the T-post driver. So that's the way I use that. Peat grass one. Yeah. Keep the weeds out. Mulch. Yeah, definitely. I use a dolly to transport soil bags. That's a good one. I have a dolly too that I've used for that as well. Okay. Y'all got it. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Yeah, my garden is just about weed free. Got a few more areas. And that one big area that I was gonna put down that we couldn't move my, what is that? Pink lady apple tree. I have it in one of those 17-gallon laundry containers, and the roots have gone through the holes and gone down in the ground. Me and Nicole tried to twist it and move it. That bad boy didn't bulge. Do you hear me? It did not move. We're gonna need a man to even tilt it some kind of way where I can cut the root. I want to put it in a 35-gallon container. I want to put it in the ground. It's made it through 2 winters, so I actually want to put it in the ground. But we couldn't move it to lay down a big piece of landscaper cloth. So come spring, that's probably the only problem. Everything else we got covered pretty good. So yeah, she could bend down. I couldn't bend down. I walked and rolled it out and overlapped it, and she took the mallet and put the garden stakes in it. So yeah, we had a nice little thing going. Psalms 146 says, I'm considering replacing all my seed trays with just red solo cups so I can space things out accordingly and water certain plants differently. True that, because not all plants need the same amount of water at the same time. I caught a sale at, where were we at? Costco, where I got some like 150 solar cups for like $10. I got two. Yeah, so I got more than enough solar cups to start my seedlings in next year. Yeah, I would love that T-poster too. I know that would save a lot of getting that stuff in the ground. Yeah, TC. Any weeds that come up so easy to just shake the gravel off. Yeah, same way with the mulch I had. Yeah, the roots was close to the surface, and when I grabbed it, I pulled it right on out, roots and all, because they didn't have nowhere to go. It was almost concrete underneath there. They had been compacted for so long. So good drainage, but it didn't let the weeds get a foothold, so to speak. Um, G Mama says, I switched my bags to stainless steel because I got tired of pest fabrics one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had a squirrel rip open bird netting on my peach tree to get to my peaches because those little claws is nothing but little razor blades. Just about any animal out here, their claws is like razor blades. I seen them cut through. Who's that? Georgia Peach Nut. She had some bags on some peach apples or something, and they threw them bags. Oh, tomatoes, and went through them bags, and still got the fruit inside. So, yeah. Uh, Bamboo sticks and Dollar Tree barbecue skewers, the big ones. Yeah, those are good too. I've used those. Sylvia, I checked Dollar Tree for the bamboo sticks. Hey, Life with Tashara, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, I want to know how the stainless bags work too. I've never seen the stainless bags. G Mama, when you have your show next week, your live, or you can do a pop up on your community post. Show us the stainless sticks because I've seen quite a few stuff you got, but I don't remember seeing them. I missed that. Oh, there are the protective bags for the bushes and trees. Okay. Damn it, we know you say you grow weeds on accident. Just think if I grew them on purpose. We know, baby. We see you growing okra up through your weeds and watermelon up through your weeds. We see your weeds. We always see you go out there with the tiller and you grind up a whole area, and all you did was bring all the weeds to the surface because you be growing stuff, be in competition, the weeds with with your vegetables. Yeah, we understand. That's funny though. They're great. No more organza bags for me outside. Yeah, I got to see that. Mm-mm. I don't remember those. Um, Veggie Primer says, I found some cup holders on sale to hold solo cups because they keep blowing over when I took them outside. Now, let me tell you something. Um, if you go to the garden centers and they have those black holder trays where they have like a quartz and a little small pint, I found out the little pint size holders for the small plants, the solo cups fit in those perfectly. They don't move. You would have to knock the whole tray over for them to fall. And when I was at one of the big box stores, I asked them, could I have some? She said, you can have all of them. So I got them in the garage. So, yeah. You know, women, we know how to improvise. And we see stuff, we go, take it home and try it out. If it worked, you can toss it, no loss. But if it fits, work that bad boy to the max. Work it out. Yeah, we all need to check those out because I be trying to fight the animals, the squirrels and stuff from growing up in my fruit trees. Cause I had apples on my fruit trees this year. I didn't get not one apple. I only got 2 peaches off my peach tree. Them animals beat me to it. Yep. So yeah. All right. Frugal Mama saying hello to everybody. G Mama says, sure, I can show them. I showed melons inside them in a couple of my videos. Well, I go back and check them videos because I really want to see that. I gotta wash my booty. Go ahead. We know what time you get up in the morning, Crooked Peach. We see you up there. And after all that shaking you did in the kitchen, cutting up them apples and stuff, yeah, go check the funk, girlfriend. Go right ahead. It ain't nobody mad at you. Handle your business. Oh. Yeah, these stores do be tripping. You be trying to give them your money, and they don't have the stuff, or they don't want to tell you where the stuff is at. You have to go online and order stuff because they just mm-mm. And sometimes it's just best to go online and find it and order it and be through with it. CC said, use extra soap, Peach. Everybody's saying good night to Peach. So yeah, so it's so many things that I may use in my garden and you guys don't use it. A lot of you got a bigger garden. Well, your gardens are on a bigger scale. You plant more. I do have a big garden, but I don't plant as much as some of you other guys too do. Um, so there's a lot of things that I consider as a gardening tool to use in your yard. You know, I mean, back in the day before they came out with Hoya knives and all this other stuff, we used a butter knife or a spoon to dig a hole or whatever until you got the right tools that you needed. Hey, country hustle. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for coming in. Been missing you, hadn't seen you. Bush is taking notes and cooking supper for the fam. Okay, do what you got to do. But thank you for stopping in. Please hit that like button and show me like that you like me. Just a little bit would be greatly appreciated. Yes, it would. Oh, she said I found them at Target online early this year. Okay. Just saw these Wally Worlds. Yeah, that too. Funny when I used to work at what was it called? Kaufman's before they changed it to Macy's. And a young gay guy came into my counter and he walked up to me and he said, can you tell me where Target is at? And I was like, who? He said, Target. I was like, who? He said, Target. I said, well, why didn't you just say that in the first place? True story. It just when I seen Target, I thought about that. All right, y'all. Nobody else is Oh, thank you, Mike. You found him at Wally World? Okay. Everybody saying hello to one another. So I'm okay, y'all. We got more than 20 people up in here. I know there's more folks up in here that can tell me about that. Mike got the whole listing. G Mama says Mike is not showing. I'm seeing stainless steel mash bags for plants, insects, and prevention. Filter woven 304 metal mesh bags. All right. I don't see that on my phone, but I see it in the chat. In the other chat. That's crazy. Sylvia said the link is bad. Yeah, I guess you might just have to go into Google and ask for about the stainless steel mesh bags, and they'll drop it in there and let you know where they at and where you can purchase them at. Like so you can make your own with window screens. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've used window screens uh around certain plants before I had gotten chicken wire. The airflow is not as good, but it served its purpose. Yeah. Could make own way. It's still the same thing. Okay. G Mama said yes, that's it. What did you say? I love that cage. Okay, man. Yeah, yeah. And I actually did that once. I put a watermelon in, wrapped in the chicken wire, but then it started growing and the vine started getting tangled up in the chicken wire, and I couldn't open it up. And the watermelon actually grew to the shape of the roundness of the chicken wire. It was kind of crazy. I had to almost cut it loose in order to open it up to get it out of there. It was a little small melon, but still, it grew bigger than the size of the chicken wire that I had around it up there. But I didn't make it square like J3 had where he could lift it up. So that was cool. Okay, Sylvia said, got it, Mike. Okay, yes. G Mom said, that's it. Okay. I got them from my uncle who's protecting his grapes. Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing too. Cause I know who was fighting about their grapes. Um, it was Odom. Odo had the problem with the squirrels tearing up his grapes and stuff. We all have problems with critters. When we try to grow food for ourselves and our families, we're not the only ones who are hungry. Everything around us that can feed a family and got teeth want to eat. And it's all good food. It's free of chemicals. It's free of MSG. It's free of everything. It's what they call clean eating, good food. What we like to enjoy. I was watching who's that broke today how the frost kind of kissed his collards and cabbage, and he's trying to get them together so that he'll have enough for Thanksgiving. But this weather ain't no joke. It comes out and it lets you know I'm here, and guess who gonna win? It ain't you. So yeah, we got so many people here that's taking care of their gardens and trying to get as much done as possible before my granddaughter's birthday falls on Thanksgiving this year. She'll be 35, and she's going out of the country, her and her husband, as a celebration. So I can't wait to see the pictures when they come back. Oh, I did that too. Hey, Gail Hooper, I hadn't seen you in a minute. I'm glad to see you. Putting the tools in oil sand works for me. And I used to do that. I used to take some old sand with some old motor oil and put it in there. And I would take my hand trowel and dip it in there a couple of times. It cleans it and oils it at the same time. Yeah, I know. I saw everybody saying that to Odom today. Ah, that's another thing. I've used that too. Um, Hardware cloth and zip ties. Yeah, we had to put hardware cloth around the house because we kept having problems with groundhogs trying to get up under the porch and dig into the soil underneath there for the winter, digging tunnels and stuff. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Gail, for reminding me of that. That's a good one. You, Doug, Gail. Sounds as I was surprised that the frost damaged his colors because a couple of years ago, mine survived a whole Chicagoland winter. It's according on when they hit. You know, when when the cold hits your plants, it does make a difference in what growth stage it's in. If it's in, the younger ones, they might not be able to take that cold or frost. They're a little older. They say it kind of kisses them and make them a little sweeter. And if they get too big, they get a little tough. So sometimes it depends on the stage of the growth of the plant, which makes a difference when the weather changes. Because your seedlings and stuff is not going to make it. If you can't bring them in the house or keep them covered, that's a wrap. They gone, you know. And there's other certain plants you put out there, you said they got to thug it out. They in the ground, you've done but so much, and it's up to them whether they survive or not. So when your plants aren't covered and you get an overnight unexpected frost or a dip in the temperature, um, you take that chance. As simple as that, you take that chance. Sometimes some people go out and harvest the night before the frost hit if they can't get it covered, or if they feel that they've grown enough that they can take it in and have enough to do what they need to do. And then others say they need a little more time, but it's next week. So you're not going to get a whole lot more growth out of that plant, between now and next week. So it is what it is. All right. Another commercial. And a lot of you guys got animals. You got dogs that out, they would tear up a raccoon, even though they're supposed to, because they can't cut them up and split their nose. But groundhogs and chasing deer out of the garden, yeah, your animals help a lot. So, or they'll bark and let you know something's out there. So I don't have that safety net, so to speak. So it's a hit and miss. Gail said, "Thanks, Mike. I'm okay. Just so we all getting there, Gail. I'm glad to see you in the chat. I have missed you." Sylvia said, "I got a little damage from the frost we got. It was my red. Okay." Mike says, "My hostas died to the soil level. I've done till spring outside." Mike, I put my garden away about 3 weeks ago. I pulled up everything. I pulled up my in the in ground over there. I pulled up all the tomatoes, my cucumbers, my peppers, and I got a layer of mulch on top of the soil. I said, "That's a wrap. I'm not even gonna worry about it." I added a little more mulch around my blueberries and fruit trees over there, and I was like, "It is what it is till I see spring, April or May." All right, now I'm trying to get ready for this December 1st, my first crack at hydroponics, indoor gardening. So I'm ready. Got my seeds. I got it all cleaned out. Got my water. Got my fertilizers. I got a gallon of water. So I want to mix a big one all at one time. So I'm ready. I'm ready. Um, Mike said I need the snow to insulate my plants as they sleep. Well, right now I got so many leaves out here. They didn't blow half the leaves. We got a lot of huge mature trees on the street, and when they dump leaves, they dump leaves. And my Japanese maple in the front yard, we had high winds last week. It just about blew all the leaves off of that. So right now you can't even see my yard. It's nothing but gold and red leaves where everything has been covered. So yeah. I don't even worry about it. Everything's on, and then in a minute, then the snow will be on top, so everything is insulated. Veggie says, reading about nematodes and it said that they can spread on tools. So I'm trying to clean my shovels after using in my beds with nematodes. Yeah, I remember who was that? Netta's Nest. Well, stop got hammered with nematodes. Yep, she had to clean all that out. Okay. So PIA dropped her weather, Ann Arbor. Yeah. 45 degrees. Yeah. What's here? It's 45 here in Cleveland, 45 and cloudy. But when I woke up this morning, even at 9 o'clock, it was only 39 degrees. I had to leave out, but I left out about 1 or 2 this afternoon. Give it a chance to warm up because it was freezing this morning. Those red mustards, I want to see that. The red mustards, they are a little tougher than, excuse me, regular greens, like your collards. And you got your different kind of collards. Some are sweeter than others. I've heard some people say the champions and the bats was sweeter than the Georgia collards. Georgia collards might be a little more resilient when it comes to the weather, but I heard the other ones, other types were actually sweeter once the frost kissed them. And I like greens is greens. I'm gonna eat them. I actually bought some smoked turkey because I got some mustards and turnips that I want to cook tomorrow, and then I got enough that I can cook another pot of beans. I think I'm gonna try some navy beans later on this week. Uh, G Mama's telling Veggie that beneficial nematodes will rid you of that problem. So you got to fight, have them fight against one another, the good against the bad. Everybody dropping their weather. Chicago, 48. Yeah. Ooh, the wind is blowing. Yeah. So, ooh, the humidity is 80%. Wow. That's right, Mike. Put your plug in. The hashtag WIG 2025 winter indoor gardening begins December the 1st. So, y'all get ready. Whether you grow in a pot in soil or whether you grow in your hydroponics, you must show your work. You must show your work. Jovan, get out of here. Get out of here. Hello. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Sylvia R. said, G Mama. Come on. Can you proactively add beneficial nematodes? Gail said, I bought a lawnmower and a trailer for it. Love it. Okay. That's part of your gardening tools. And you have to keep up the maintenance on it. You know, they have to have oil change, spark plugs, gas, tires run out, seats don't last forever. Trailer hitches on the back, trailer itself. All of this stuff requires maintenance. Anytime you use anything in your garden, whether it's for flower or for fruit trees or whatever, to have some type of maintenance. Nothing ever. It eventually wears out. So for us that's in the northern states or colder states, um, like myself and Mike and all the folks up on the East Coast, like Nikki and G Quad and all of them, and G Mama and you Ro, Gina versus Gina, even Vision Preparedness. We're all in colder state. We're all in Ohio. It gets cold here. And so you can only, garden for so long and you got to go inside. So you have no excuse not to prep and get your garden tools ready for the next season. And even for the ones who are in warmer states, that means you use your garden tools more than what we can, and therefore you get more use out of your garden tools. So therefore you need to kind of keep up with them too, because like I said, your shovels and spades can get dull. And anytime you have to put more energy and power behind digging with them, that means they have become dull and they need to be sharpened again. Same way with your pruning. A lot of you guys had those big old vines, the loofah and grapevines and berry vines and bushes and stuff. And you're constantly trimming, and clipping back or what have you. Your tools need to be sharp to get them. Otherwise, you got to put a lot more behind trying to squeeze that handle to cut through whatever thick vine or branch that you might be working with. So, yeah. All right, let me see. Ooh, I got behind there. Okay. Oh, Atlanta. Atlanta is 68 degrees. It's currently clear. The wind is blowing 2 miles an hour. Oh, that ain't nothing. I wish it was 68 degrees here. That's a heat wave for sure. Yeah, buddy. I'm ready to eat. Oh, they doing Canada? Who's in here from Canada? Oh, okay. Uh, sorry, I'm just trying to read the chat since it never came back. It's still buffering over here. That's crazy. Hey, Miss T with the T, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for stopping in. And I remember when Miss T wasn't gardening at first. Now she full fledged all the way out there. And they got her growing inside and outside. They got her doing hydroponics and everything else. I was like, you go, girl. You done went all gun ho. And I'm so proud of you for sticking with it and broadening your horizons. You even reaching out and trying new stuff. So I was like, my hat's off to you. G Mama said they also have beneficial nematodes that are shelf stable and don't require refrigeration, Sylvia. That's cool. Got a paper box? All right. Ah, what you say? Huh? You ready to eat too? I hear you. I ain't mad at you. I'm just kind of keeping up with the chat, y'all. I'm full fledged now. I know you are. That's what I'm saying. I be watching your videos. I was like, you growing stuff I ain't even growing. I was like, she growing corn in a pot. I was like, oh my goodness, this girl that went to a whole new level. I was like, well, I ain't mad at you though. Do what you got to do. You can grow it and enjoy it. I ain't mad at you at all. And you got a lot of good teachers. When I see you over there at Don't Hurt the Harvest and talking to other people, that's encouraging, and you kind of, how do you say, reaching out, stretching out. So we got to get Tampa together on something. Even if she don't have a yard, she can put a pot somewhere. PIA say all of my garden tools except for my heavy rake are locked in the shed until spring. Okay, you might have them in there, but did you do any maintenance on them before you put them in there, or you gonna wait till spring to see which one is sharpened? I forgot about rakes. Yeah, rakes, push booms, push brooms can be used and clean up the yard. Also acquiring what we call refuge bags to put all your waste in. For the waste that you do not put into your compost pile, like anything that's diseased or rotten or whatever, or insect infested, you don't put that in your compost pile. You actually bag that stuff up and sit it on the curb for pickup. You don't use it at all. Oh, Miss T says she's driving and listen. Please be careful out there driving. Keep your eyes on the road. Sylvia said we never put our tools up. And that's what I was saying. In places that have a longer growing season than people in the colder states and stuff, you're constantly using your tools because your growing season is a lot longer than ours. So I appreciate that you shared that with us. Pretty soon the cropper is going to start calling her a farmer. Yeah, yeah. Well, he got a nice one too. And yeah. Everybody talking to one another. He eased on in here. What's up, Cropper? David. And I love watching him out in the yard, but I'm really in love with his fig trees, though. Oh my goodness. Those fig trees are awesome. The Nords have a big, strong yard sticks, and I bought a dozen. Fun stakes. Okay. I guess I haven't used yard stakes because I think they're a little fragile. They're a little thin. I'd rather get the bamboo because they last a lot longer. I got bamboo sticks out there and have for years. Whereas when you get the wooden sticks, after a while you go pull it up and half of it's still in the ground because it didn't, the water didn't settle around a certain spot and it just didn't rot it straight out. So yeah, I would prefer bamboo if I can. bamboo or the hard green plastic ones. And sometimes I can catch them on sale at Wally World, especially the tall ones. I like the really tall ones that's almost 8 feet tall because that way I can push it deep into the ground. That way I know it's pretty stable. Because if you get them too short and you push them down, then they're shorter than what you want the stake to be to hold up the plant. And then once it gets top heavy, it starts to lean over because all it got to do is rain a couple of times and the soil gets soft and it's not going to hold that weight. It's going to start doing one of these, So, and I use them to reinforce tomato cages. And I use tomato cages mainly for peppers more so than my tomatoes. I like to use rebar as a cage for my tomatoes if I can get it because it holds up the branches and you can clip off a couple of the rings at the bottom and sink them deep into the ground. So rebar to me is the best tomato cage you could ever use. Say Midwesterners, when do we start getting ready to plan for 2026? And when your last frost hit, it might be April, it might be May. You can start your seedlings on the inside in your hydroponics and pot them up in some solo pots, getting ready to form to go outside. Set them up so that they can start hardening off and bringing them in and out if that's what you prefer to do. But, ooh, excuse me, I got dry mouth. Excuse me. Thank you, y'all. So, yeah, so April or May, about the same time, but you can start your seedlings and stuff inside as early as February because it takes pepper seeds forever to germinate and get started. You can also start in your pots some turmeric and also your ginger. You can start them inside to give them a head start. So by the time it starts to warm up enough and that last frost is gone, you don't have to wait to just start planting. You can already have stuff started and just ready to sit it outside. So, yeah. Which you say it's almost time for Menards cheap seeds again. Yeah. I've been getting a lot of advertisements from Bentley now that I ordered some seeds from them. So, once you order stuff one time and it will blow your email, about all the sales, 20% off or this and that, or specials on this, that, and the third. I'm starting to delete the whole thing because, to me, they just take up too much space. They just constantly throwing emails at you. I don't like that. Sylvia said they don't have a Menards where you at. Yeah, yeah. Well, Mike, you and I know about the Menards, or you was doing a seed thing there for the longest, and I know when your wife hit it, she hooked you up big time. Okay, PIA said, I'm waiting until the spring. It got too cold before I could sharpen it. I can understand that. I do, I do, I do. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. You can start your plants indoors and put them out in the but sounds are that's too early because our spring don't start till April. So they will be almost full grown waiting to do it then. It's too early to put them out. You can start them in like maybe February or March. But other than that, it'd be too early because it'd still be too cold to put them out. Uh, that's Marissa. I'm looking for some bamboo in a wooded area or on an unclaimed property. Well, you can get a lot of sticks out there, that's for sure. Okay, everybody leaving up out of here. They saying deuces. I'm only on here 6 more minutes. I do an hour and a half. And then I'm out too because I need to prop my leg up and put some ice on it. So yeah, I got it bent down. I had it bent too long. Do Menards ship? Don't know. I'll find out for you, Sylvia. Oh, y'all got Menards in Indiana? Okay. Yeah, you can start I've seen a lot of you guys start your spring seedlings in your hydroponics and put them out in the yard. I've seen Bama do it. I've seen Nikki do it. We know Mike and GT do it. So I've seen a lot of you guys start, your seedlings in your hydroponics and get a head start. And like they said, when you do it like that, you never have to go to any store and buy your starts because the hydroponics will kick them out so much faster than just dropping the seeds in the ground and waiting on it to germinate and pop up. This way, you already got a head start. So yeah, I've heard a lot of that. So that's a good thing though. That's a good thing. All right, guys. I think that's about it for this evening. I just want to say thank you all for coming in to see me this evening as usual on a Thursday. And take a look on the inventory on your tools. Check your gloves for holes in them and you got to watch that about cloth gloves. Sometimes your cloth gloves can have seeds attached to your gloves that might not be vegetable. It could be weed seeds if you've been working in the yard. Some of them get sticky. They'll stick to your pants, your shirt, your clothes, your gloves, and you can get rid of them to make sure that you don't transfer them from one part of your yard to another. Also, for the ones that need to be sharpened, just make a list of the tools that you need to have sharpened, whether it's hand tools or shovel or a spade. If you need new spark plugs or oil for your tractors or riding mowers or whatever that you might use, check that out. Batteries that you need to charge, make sure the course is all marked and ready for you for the spring to start trimming trees or branches or whatever maintenance before they go into full effect. There are so many things that you can do during the slow part of the season that you can get a head start on, whether it's buying new gloves, sharpening tools, checking your inventory, see if you need any more clips or garden stakes or maybe some more landscaper cloth that you can catch on sale, that to put in your, or maybe some kind of fertilizers, like right now I just realized and I forgot about I got this huge bag of chicken manure I got in my basement right now that I had gotten from Tractor Supply that I forgot all about that I can add to my garden next year. And I caught um, blood meal and bone meal on sale for like $4 or $5. And I got a couple of bags of that. So you can check your inventory, get your stuff together. You can also figure out what you want to grow in your garden next year, things that you like to buy or something new you want to add, how you got your garden marked off. And for the ones who got the journals, you can start putting down notes in your journals on what you want to grow, when you should start it, as far as whether it's in hydroponics or whether it's in soil, whether you want to catch some grow lights on sale. It's a lot of things you can do in your downtime in certain states. Okay. I'm just saying, there's no reason why you can't take the time out, 5 minutes out your day to figure out next year before this year even ends so that you can kind of get a head start on what's happening. Okay. As I always say, thank you so much for coming back to see me every Thursday. This is Miss Shirley, the OG gardener in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And I will say, please, y'all, please, please, please hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. Hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any new videos I may upload. Like, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, enjoy your day. And y'all come back now. You hear?